if instead of like a few CIA agents, that was like hundreds of thousands of people around the world.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
look, here's what I'll tell you. Have you gotten any alien stories?
yes.
So one thing that I get really frustrated by, right, is whenever motherfuckers in Idaho are like, oh, dude, the aliens came to our fucking like corn crops, came for our corn crops or whatever. Like that's where they landed. It's like, no, they did it. Like if you're going somewhere, if you're going to land somewhere and you're like this fucking, this being, first of all, I don't believe that aliens could like take physical form that we could comprehend. I think it's like more of an interdimensional thing.
I kind of am with you there recently.
Yeah.
But
Like, I don't think they're like fucking, anatomically similar to humans in any meaningful capacity, but like gray or whatever. I think that's bullshit. I think that's like man being so nearsighted and so selfish and self-entitled that we think that like aliens would resemble us in any meaningful capacity. I think we can't comprehend them even. Like, they're not even like colors and shapes, right? So that's number one. Number two, I hate when motherfuckers are like, oh no, they came to Idaho. No, they didn't. Even if they were anatomically like similar to humans or whatever, and they had like obviously brain processing capabilities enough to literally like travel through space and time, okay, to get the planet Earth, they're going to New York. They're not
you're
going
being
to
a
Idaho.
coastal elite about the UFOs.
100%.
They're going to Times Square.
No, they're going exactly. No,
They're
and
going to
here's why.
clandestinos?
Here's why. Because like to aliens, we're like ants, right?
Yeah.
Like if they have that level of technology, we're like ants. They didn't accidentally stumble across our planet. They already have like incredible technological capabilities, right? They probably have like civilization destroying weapons like that they could easily use or whatever. But even if they didn't have any of that shit, they would still go towards the form of light where all the light is, or where all the human beings are. Like if they have a processing power to figure out like where the living, breathing organisms are, they would go to an area where everyone is at. They wouldn't go to a fucking cornfield in the Midwest because no motherfucker lives there. And if the argument is like, well, they're trying to hide themselves, right? They're trying to hide themselves from like the rest of the population. It's like, well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like they're so powerful. Like you don't want to hide yourself from an ant. You don't give a shit.
Or maybe there's like a reason they're there that we just don't know. Like, I mean,
Oh yeah.
well, no, I mean like they seem to be like, I've heard that they concentrate around like nuclear facilities. Like,
Ooh, I like that.
yeah.
Okay.
So
That-
I mean,
I'll work with
like,
that.
There could be, I mean, we don't know where. There's probably secret military like nuclear facilities we don't know about. Theoretically, I mean, shouldn't there be? Like, it would be kind of bad if everybody knows where they are. But I mean, that would be interesting. Also, it would be a little comforting because it's like they're probably concerned. Like, they're probably checking in and be like, have they blown themselves up yet?
UFO sightings are likely to be a cultural phenomena. Here's a map of all reported UFO sightings from 1906 to 2014.
That's stupid. Do
What
you think? Look at that. That's just like.
It's just mostly America.
Well, I mean, I think this is more of a question of like what data is being recorded, you know? Do you think in like rural Africa they're like documenting this stuff as well as in like the eastern United States?
I mean,
think, like,
they
how many
have
people
done
are-
it a little bit. They've
a
done it
few and far
enough, but
between,
not
there's
enough
gonna be
to
like way more here. But I don't know.
What is this? What's possible with ARCGIS? Learn how about the mapping of the historic UFO sightings and make an out-of-this-world visualization. Whoa, that's sick. So 1906, I predict that War of the Worlds comes out and UFO sightings go bananas. Okay, are you ready? I predict that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't that crazy. It wasn't as crazy as I thought it was going to be. Roswell UFO incident really kicks it up a notch. There's also more. Yep, this is a good point. There's a lot more shit flying around too that people will mistake as well.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, like for all of this stuff, like most of it is not actually what people think, you know? Like
Yeah.
most times it's not a ghost. Most times it's not a UFO. I comb through a lot of stuff that isn't before getting something that is. But I mean, do you believe in that there's life outside of
Yeah. Like I just said, I 100%,
Yeah.
100% believe that, like, yes,
There's something.
I wouldn't say like aliens in the way that we understand it, but I do think that of course there are beings that we cannot comprehend. I just don't think that they either A, have the technology to get here, or B, even if they do have the technology to get here, aren't fucking around with us, or C, even if they got here, we would not be able to fucking comprehend it with our basic human minds and our human comprehension in our eyes.
I think it's stupid to think that there's not something out there that we will be discovering that currently seems completely insane and paranormal to us right now. You know, it's happened over and over again through history. Something that just would have sounded made up, completely science fiction. It's bound to happen. And I think like a lot of this stuff like wouldn't be that, if we figured it out, it wouldn't be that crazy. It might open up way more questions depending on what it is, but I'm interested in it. So I think like that's like the only type of person that kind of gets on my nerves is the ones that like completely shut it out like 100%. Also because it's just like, dude, who cares? Like,
no, I think completely
think about UFOs. Who cares?
No, I think completely shutting it out is again like the limit to the processing power of the human brain, where they're like, it's selfish. You want to be the only living, breathing life on the planet. You want to be the most important, special thing. We have that in our hearts as human beings. We all want to be the most significant thing in the entire universe. That's where it comes from.
I think this is fun. It is funny. I just had like a little bit of an out of body moment where I'm like, damn, like I've kind of evolved. Like here I am on your stream, like fully pilled talking about this stuff. And I've never been like that before, but I guess this is my new life now.
Yeah. You're now
I'm a little too deep in it, but it's fun. And also you should just see the stuff that's like, I'm inundated with every single day now that I've like started doing this show.
Okay, well, I mean, don't lose yourself in the sauce. We don't want you.
No, I'm not in the sauce. You got to keep a level head with this because it's like, dude, there's so much nonsense
spooky
out
pill.
there.
You're spooky pill. You're not.
No, but there's so much nonsense out there. A lot of shit I do not believe. Like
okay, what are some things that you don't believe? Let's hear it.
I'm kind of like, I don't think like
Loch Ness Monster,
the Skinwalker Ranch stuff. I'm not.
Okay,
That's a really popular thing but I will say that like
Skinwalker.
Dude, it's this ranch. Sorry, I keep kicking a trash can.
Yeah.
There's a ranch in Utah that has, I mean, it's really cool. Like the lore of it. It's like basically supposed to be like the most evil place, like a mix between like Native American spirits, like wild UFO activity, cattle decapitations, like mutilation. Like there's some books about it where it was basically the guy who originally took care of the land had like so many experiences, and then this billionaire bought it, and now this billionaire bought it like to research it. He's like a spooky pilled billionaire, and he has all these guys out there in like trench coats. They have a TV show, and they like have it like wired up, hidden cameras everywhere. I've been hit up, like, so I can't like really like say who this is, but somebody I know, their dad just got to go there. Their dad's like famous, and they invited him to come.
Famous for what? Like,
I can't say.
Famous for
like not.
No, but famous for related. Like, is he like a cryptozoologist or something?
Music.
Okay,
He's a
never
famous
mind.
Musician.
Okay, yeah.
And they hit him up to go because they're like, well, I didn't know why they hit him up, but we were kind of laughing after because they're like using his music to talk. I don't know. This is kind of. I don't think I'm supposed to be telling anybody about this.
So here's Homestead too. I'm gonna walk around.
It's funny just because I was like, bro, I think they're just fans of your dad, bro. Like, I think they just wanted to have him out there. Like, there's no reason.
Stories,
but
about this.
They have a show and like
place.
Dude, basically, it's like
let's go ahead.
There's so much stuff that they claim to have happened, and unfortunately, the only source for the only witness is like the original guy who like ran the farm. And now there's these new guys running it, and like if they find some evidence, that would be really sick. But as far as I know, like I think they might have had some like spooky moments on the show, but I don't know.
Wait, so when I said I literally worked on the Skinwalker Ranch show, and we made shit up. It's completely faked, exaggerated, or embellished.
Bro, there's so much. That's funny. I kind of want to take a picture of that actually.
What, him saying that?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, so you don't believe this anyway? You think that it's like exaggerated?
Their show, and like I read the book. There's a book by this dude Colm Kelleher. So like there's a few people who have had control of this ranch, but at some point a different group owned it that was like trying to do real paranormal scientific research. Supposedly, they went there for a month or something and like did all this research in like the 80s or something like that. I forget when. There's a book from this scientist who is supposedly a skeptic and like all the things he witnessed. And throughout the book, they're talking about like all the cameras they bought, all the audio equipment or stuff. And like, I'm reading this book and there's no pictures. And I'm like, bro, where's the pictures of cows?
Let's see some fucking shit. Yeah.
I'm like Googling like to find a single picture from these guys that were there. I'm like, you went there to get data and take pictures. You didn't take like literally.
Why didn't they do that?
Give me a picture of you on the farm. I don't know. I mean, if there's somebody in the chat who's seen it, like I tried looking. I'm like, I couldn't find it. So that's like when I was like, all right, this seems fake. Like I don't, you know, like you would think, and I know that like, you know, I don't think like a photograph is necessary to prove things or whatever. Some things like you can't take a picture of.
Okay, you want to look through this a little bit?
You could give them a taste.
I mean, this shit's creepy as fuck already.
Creepy.
I don't like this.
Ranch.
Why'd they go at night? I don't like that.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm saying. It's like, I don't even want to look at it because it's like, why would you go at night?
I heard a thump over here.
Oh, this guy's creepy as hell. What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't mean to put him on blast, but like that's an example. I'm just trying to say that like I don't believe in everything. And like honestly, dude, a lot of the podcasts that I've always been interested in this stuff, but like everything I listen to, it's like somebody either like reading a Wikipedia page verbatim in a spooky voice or like
creepypastas. I mean, they
or
pop
telling
off.
stories that like
They pop off though, like for
they
sure.
pop off, but like telling stories that just like are completely unbelievable. Or putting stuff out there where it's just like clearly a mentally ill person, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, you guys.
Ghost at 40? Wait, what?
Creepy.
What ghost?
That?
I feel like he
Right
did
here.
that.
So
You went-
over
Did you hear
there, I
that?
heard a thump,
That's all of these shows are like that, dude.
and I just heard it again.
What?
I swear to God, I keep hearing it. What?
Is this a Skinwalker, right?
Michael Hudson says, when I lived in Guam, I saw a humanoid creature after sunfall with glowing eyes. And the next day told our Chamorro neighbor, and she said those spirits are called Tao Tao Monas. I was a kid, but it fucked with me.
Whoa.
M-Hud.
Michael lived in Guam?
I don't know if he's making it up or not,
Or
but
that might be creepypasta? I don't know.
M-Hud.
Be serious, that's really cool.
Yeah, he said yeah for 2 years.
Shout out Michael Hudson. I believe him.
Yeah, I believe him too.
And the other Hudson, Andrew, is a nurse, and I think might have some spooky stories.
He draws a bunch of spooky shit.
Yeah.
So
Nurses have all seen weird stuff.
probably in the chat too.
Nurses have all experienced crazy stuff. That's like a dream episode of mine is to talk to like as many nurses as I can. And then kind of like, you know, do like hundreds of interviews and then just see if there's any pattern, you know?
FYI, this guy's a right-winger New York Post reporter who's hell-bent on making UFO stuff look ridiculous. I just want to say he's biased. See, you got some people in here that are like UFO truthers and shit.
Oh, are you talking about the Skinwalker guy?
This guy.
Oh,
UFOs, poltergeists, and all kinds of monsters. But no evidence to support any of this has ever been presented. In 2016, Bigelow sold the ranch to another real estate millionaire with a
This guy's
passion for the paranormal.
objectively
Brandon Fugal.
sick, these guys. They seem to fly helicopters a lot, like whether or not it's necessary. They're definitely showing the money. It's funny.
So like this guy believes it is what you're saying. This is a passion project
I think so,
for him.
but it's like here's the thing, and this is the kind of conundrum with like all of this stuff for me is like if you believe Skinwalker Ranch, it's supposed to be not only like the most evil place in the world where like Native Americans would never step foot on it because it's cursed lands. It's also this UFO hotbed and home to possible skinwalkers, which
What the fuck is a
it's
skinwalker?
shape-shifting Native American spirit, like an evil spirit that could shapeshift and take the form of many things. Anything that has that it has like the fur of, essentially. And there's stories from like people seeing skinwalkers like run alongside a car, keeping pace at like 45 miles per hour. Like this is the stories of those are not limited to that ranch, but all of that to say, like, if you believe this stuff, this would be like the last place you would want to go. You'd think, right? It's terrifying. So
you got to stop saying the name. Wait, what? Do you invoke them?
yeah, I'm sorry for saying it. Like,
what the
I think
fuck?
it is actually like disrespectful if you're. I mean, it might be a little superstitious. I don't know the full history, but yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I think Native people might avoid saying the word in general.
Okay.
Like, don't even talk about it.
Okay, that's like me and Jin, which I said again, but dude, this is not good, man. At night, I'm just gonna fucking hear any noise I hear now. Any noise I hear now is automatic. I'm thinking ghosts.
Don't be. I mean, you shouldn't have to be afraid.
I feel like the brain. If someone calls your name, don't answer. What the fuck? Stop. Okay, listen. I'm in spook mode. Okay, I am fully spook pilled now because. Here's the thing. I feel like our brains are incredibly powerful, right? I mean, after all, look at the dreams, look at like, sleep paralysis, stuff like that. So we do have the capacity to fucking see things, right? And I do sometimes think like when you're fully spooky pilled, you're kind of allowing your brain to unlock a part of it that is like hallucination, is hallucinating these like incredibly powerful visual images that I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I'm bringing it on myself.
It's interesting to learn about either way. I mean, and worth exploring, and especially with like Native cultures. That's another thing when I'm like, when you see that map, and I know that was just with UFOs, but like in many cultures, this stuff there's not paranormal. There's not like a word. It's just like a thing. Like it's a known thing. It's not like. It's not paranormal to them. There are, in many other cultures, spirits are just normal. It's not paranormal. So I don't think there'd be like sightings kept track for this, Every culture is different. And I think there's just a lot to be learned, and it's even worth exploring. If you're just interested from a perspective of learning about different cultures.
This guy looks creepy.
He's the man. He definitely has some like fedora. There are fedoras at
Fugal.
Skinwalker Ranch, and I don't mean that in a
Fugal
mean way.
claims to
I think
finally
I just saw
have the
one right
goods.
there, honestly.
Proof. Evidence. He produces a reality TV show on the History Channel called The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. It claims to show.
I mean, there's no fucking way they're making enough money off that show to justify flying helicopters.
I forget, he's a billionaire. Maybe we should look up how he got his money.
Brandon Fugal? He is not frugal.
Dude, shout out to being a millionaire named Brandon.
Yeah. Let's go,
I
Brandon.
feel like that's not like... I think of that as like a young person's name. Let's see. Co-owner.
Like, how did he make his money? He's an American business leader and investor who's been recognized by EY Entrepreneur of the Year. Fugal is a co-owner of Utah-based real estate firm Colliers International and is known for owning Skinwalker Ranch. Oh, he's like I bet he's like a Mormon fucking,
There's no way he's Mormon, I think.
Oh, he's only worth $500 million, broke boy? Oh, shit.
Wait, I thought he was a billionaire. Maybe he spent it all on Skinwalker.
Yeah, broke boy, dude?
Wait,
what
Texas
the fuck?
Growth Fund. No, he's way too goth to be a Mormon.
Fugal began his career working as a senior vice president of Utah Realty Group in 1994. He also worked as the chairman of Coldwell Banker Commercial. What are you looking at?
I was just burping off mic, but then I was kind of trying to read.
In 2016, he co-founded the Texas Growth Fund, IIC. 4 years later, he joined Zenergy IRC LLC as a strategic advisor.
I don't know what any of this means.
He has a massive fortune. I don't know either.
Damn.
Dan and Jill Fugal.
I feel bad. Like, I'm not trying to pick on Skinwalker Ranch because I do think it would be cool to go hang out there one time if I am crazy enough to do it.
Yeah,
But
don't
I want to learn more, but like, I just based on everything I know, I have no reason to believe this. It would be great.
What do you think about the UFO disclaimers, or like, well, they changed it now, right? What is it, UAP?
UAP, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about the
interesting.
UAP? Yeah. Why did they do that? Why did the government change the name from a UFO to UAP while also simultaneously like doing the biggest data leak,
I
data
know,
dump
it's like,
of UFO
that's when you're
shit?
really pilled, is you're like, wait, why are they letting us know now?
Yeah. Maybe
But-
does that make you feel like it's fake?
I don't know, but I will say, like, once you start, like, now that I'm doing this, like, I also get told, like, stuff that I can't really, like, talk about on the show or repeat on here or anything, but, like, I'll hear, like, whisperings from, like, you know, relatives of
Oh,
people.
like
where it's
Alex Jones style. You know, I know someone who's a Navy helicopter pilot.
But
It was-
higher up than that, I've heard some stuff that's, like, pretty credible from, like, people high up in the government that, like, they're like, yeah, my grandpa was taken to a place and shown things.
I feel like no, because I feel like if that's the case,
I'll
like
tell you who it is off stream.
there are too many moving parts to keep that a secret. Like even something as powerful as the American government is not going to be able to fucking maintain that as basically a secret. What are you going to show? Are you going to show me?
I'll show you who it is, but you cannot say it.
Okay. Cause like there are a lot of instances of like the government doing fuck shit like MK Ultra, you know, documented things that certainly are weird, crazy, whatever, right? That's crazy. Okay, that actually, whoa. What the fuck?
And it came like, that was not like a telephone game.
That is straight from the mouth? Straight from the source?
Yep.
That's pretty wild. Okay, never mind.
I know. I go all over the place.
I mean, I don't know. I still don't know. Maybe they were fucking around like with their
Bro, wait,
grand.
you want to see some real weird shit? Actually,
What?
I can show you some weird shit. Like, would it be easier if I need to give you a link?
Okay,
What's the best way to do it?
Twitter DMs, and then I
Okay,
can just
I'll
like
Twitter
immediately pull it up.
So I'll shut up my friend Ty, who sent me this stuff. Oh, bro, I have some. The funny thing about doing this pod is now I have like all these funny characters in my life that I talk to.
I'm not gonna leak.
I have this like Harvard guy that I've got this like Harvard physicist that like is down to help me out, where he just explains things to me that I'm too dumb to understand. He like,
Wait, you have a Harvard guy that is also into this stuff?
Well, I have an episode where it was like, I have a really weird episode that this couple, they don't even know if it's paranormal, but they had this weird thing happen to them. They're like, we were moving out of our cabin. We had like some wine together. We drank them out of mason jars, went to bed, like, cheers, like, we're going to miss the cabin or whatever. And they woke up and the glasses, like, just the bottom of the wine glass was left. And there were no shards of glass anywhere. It got turned to dust. These glasses got turned to dust, and they found the dust in, like, these piles around the windows, like, on the windowsills. And the windowsills were higher than the glass. Like, everything about it, dude, they found one in the bathroom, a little pile in the bathroom that was around, like, 2 corners. And they're like, we don't know if this is paranormal. We don't know like what it was. And I was just like asking a million questions, like, what was the weather? Like, was other glass like destroyed in the house? Like, they're like, no. I was literally stumped. And I'm like, I feel like there might be a crazy scientific explanation for it. Like, I should let somebody try to solve it. So I sent it to University of Texas, and I sent it to this guy at Harvard. And University of Texas, dude, I think has some theories, but he's like, I don't know, it's a stretch. Like, we'll have to see. So I might be linking them up to ask them some questions, but we'll see. It's not like a very spooky thing. It was just like, these people weren't even scared. They're just like, we have no idea what happened. This is weird. So there are some things, if I think there's a scientific explanation, I will try to do that, you know? But anyway, you want to get in some weird stuff? Let me find these links for you.
Okay.
I was going to talk about this on TrueAnon, but didn't get around to it. So basically, like, my friend Ty showed me these. The Navy has these patents on some stuff that are just like it's just really weird. Like,
Someone said if the Harvard professor is Avi Loeb, he's not credible.
no. Oh yeah, Twitter DM. And I don't even know what this is, but like basically you could go down a little bit of a rabbit hole of like these patents that the Navy holds for technology that's like almost like UFO technology.
Watch your phone screen. It's showing.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's the real demon right there.
What happens?
Okay, so
why don't you do that? Like, what happens if they see your phone screen?
Oh, I don't know. They could just like you could be leaking shit without realizing.
Oh, okay. It's just like my own wallpaper is a picture of my own penis.
Oh,
it embarrasses myself.
Oh shit. Well, that would I would get banned if that was the case.
Oh, that too. Okay.
Okay. So what is this? Craft using an inertial mass reduction device. A craft using an inertial mass reduction device comprised of an inner resonant cavity wall, an outer resonant cavity, and microwave emitters. The electricity. What is it? The electrically charged outer resonant cavity wall and the electrically insulated inner resonant cavity wall form a resonant cavity. So, like, what is this?
I'm too dumb to understand it, but it's basically like, is there somebody?
It's a patent for a spaceship, is what you're saying.
I mean, it's like, to be honest with you, I haven't even like had time to fully dive into this.
Okay,
so I thought it would be fun to look at it together.
So this is the best place to look at it because there's 32,700 people in here, and there are actual engineers, astrophysicists, and shit like that in this chat.
That's why I thought it'd be fun. I have not had time to look at this. By the way, hosting this show now, people just send me crazy shit, and I'll be like, just busy trying to get through my day, and I'll be hit with like the wildest information where I'm like, all right, like I have to just fucking compartmentalize that.
So my first question when I hear something like this is it normal for the American government or for anyone in general to like hold on to patents for things that have not been created yet? Like things that they haven't actually, things that they think they could create in the future that they're working on.
Possibly. But
so that's number one. Number two, how easy it is to maintain or take a patent like this. If it's super easy, then like why wouldn't they do it? Number three is like, you know, I like, does this have to be something that's real? I guess.
I don't know. Well, and I don't even know if it would be real, but it's like, yeah, I'm gonna send you a couple more links. There was an article about it, I think.
This is recent UFO NASA. Oh, NASA has announced in October 21st. Wow, this is fucking literally, bro, look at this. This is 6 days ago. NASA announces unidentified aerial phenomena study team members.
Wow.
So they're actually putting like actual NASA scientists to investigate UAPs now.
My friend got these from like an article. There are some other patents. I'm trying to find them, like where I had the links. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't come prepared with this, but I sent you another article.
That's literally my dad's NASA team, Lamau. Your dad is looking at UAPs at NASA? What the fuck?
But you could kind of dive into the patents that U.S. Navy has. Like the internal mass reduction device is pretty wild. Like that's close to like what a lot of people think these crafts would be powered by.
But it's impossible for this to exist.
With
our current understanding of technology.
Somebody smarter than me in the comments probably knows, but like I don't think we're anywhere close to being able to like reduce mass of an object.
This person violates the first law of thermodynamics. It's fake as fuck.
I mean, the Navy has the patent, so I don't.
I'm very well versed on space propulsion. This doesn't work. Don't ignore. This is an internal ass reduction device. You put it on your butt to float. Okay, shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'm with that. I mean, like, I don't like fake. I don't think that word is even useful in the situation, right? Like, this is a real patent from the Navy. It's from the patent office. It's a real patent.
One of the things I've heard very commonly from a lot of other people as well, and it kind of goes along with what I believe too, is that like they release the UAP stuff because the military is like always experimenting with new technology that they don't want to reveal.
Yeah.
So that if people accidentally end up seeing something that's like super weird, they could just be like, oh, it's a UFO. It's a UAP actually. Oh yeah, it must be aliens. Like they would rather protect
that could be real too.
They would rather protect IP that they are working on and testing, and as a matter of national security, and make people believe in aliens than fucking reveal that they're working on shit is what
That being said, based on like the stuff that people have been
Today's
seeing
video
lately,
is brought
it
to
would
you
be
by-
wild what they would have. I mean,
Okay, this is a scientist that discovered anti-gravity, then disappeared completely.
Listening as
What?
well.